Today, we're going to take this page one step further and we're going to finish up the footer, and we're going to have a nearly ready-to-go looking site. And in the next lesson, we're going to take care of some of these inner pages so that we can have a full skin working for our site. You'll notice this one's sort of off. That way we can then go further with this Magento stuff and then really do some more interesting things with our PHP. Okay, so to get started, as always, we want to find this page. And if you would assume from the last one where we had header and top menu, it's probably going to be footer p.html, and we're just going to throw that again inside of our HTML folder. And don't forget to make a copy of it so that Magento has something to fall back on. So I'm going to throw this into our Sublime Text, and we're going to edit this. And yes, I want to edit it. And we're going to leave this class footer container, and I'm going to make this div. I'm going to make this a footer tag. Again, this is just like the header tag. It doesn't necessarily have to be the main footer of your website, but this sort of lets your browser know that this is footer content. And we're also going to give this a class of container, like we've done for the navigation and the header, just to give this the width, and we're going to center and everything in our using Skeleton, our framework that we're using. So, refresh this. Here it is, nice and good. Cool. So let's do some CSS. Let's check this out. And we have a couple of ULs here. We have the first UL, we have links, then we have this bugs thing, then we have our address. I'm going to get rid of this report all bugs because, I mean, this is a production site. This isn't a production version of this site, but the site's going to be on the internet. You don't want, you might not want this code that says, your bug stuff to be in here. You can if you want to be a nice member of the Magento community, but professionally, it might not be the most professional thing. You'll notice there's also this address tag where we have the address and the copyright information. That's generated within Magento. We can edit that from the configuration itself. So we'll save this, get rid of the bug stuff, and now we have this get child HTML, and these are going to be footer blocks that we have saved to go inside of the footer. So let's save this, let's refresh. Cool. So these list items, these are in a static block called footer links. And to do that, get there, you have to log into Magento's admin panel. And we're going to be adding some classes to these to give them some column spaces, some column width so that they all line up correctly and everything. Okay, it's going to be under CMS static pages and footer links. In an old tutorial, we had added this test footer link. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm going to show how to hide this editor. We have this UL here. I'm going to give this a class, and let's check out our skeleton page to know how many columns we want to give it. I'm going to say this is going to be 4 columns. So, code example, 4 columns. Okay, you might be getting used to Skeleton by now, so you might not always have to keep this page open. I like to keep this page open right now because we're going back and forth and just making sure that our classes are named correctly, but once you get a hang of it, you won't need it anymore. Or not container, column. Okay, 4 columns, and we're going to save this block. Okay, let's refresh our page. Okay, this one's good because it now has a class of 4 columns, but what about this links right here? This other UL, where's that? Where does that live? Well, as you know, the best way to find this out is to turn on our developer tools under System Configuration and find out where this is getting this content from. So let's go down here to Developer. We're going to change our current configuration scope to main website, change both of these to yes, and we're going to save this. And when that saves, we'll refresh our page. Okay, let's scroll down here. We can see that this is from links.p.html. So let's find these links. let's go to our Finder, and they're under Page Template, and then Links, p.html. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab this whole folder, because we might need these eventually. Usually I like to take the files as we need them, but this is just easier right now to grab this whole folder, and it goes under Page. And let's go into this Page folder, and we're going to go to Links, and we're going to open it up. Yes, we want to open this file from the internet, and we're going to give this a class of, again, 4 columns. Save this. Now let's close this page. I also want to give the footer the same dark purple color that we gave the nav container. So let's copy this background, and I'm going to say footer. I also don't need this column right background white anymore, in case you noticed that was hanging out down there. And we're going to give this a background of this dark purple, and we're going to give this the anchors inside of footer, we're all going to give them a color of white. And that's pretty much it. I do want to make a comment in my code here just to have it. Hitting buttons like crazy here. Okay. Sometimes it's incredibly hard to talk and type. Let's come back, and I want to turn off this developers tools, because now we know our file. No, let's save this. And once this is all good, we should have our footer looking nice. And in fact, while this is refreshing, I'm going to add this color of white to not only anchors in the footer, but I'm just going to say everything in the footer color of white. And we'll refresh this, and we should see our page looking a little bit better. Okay, a couple more things that we need here. Okay, we need to add this background not on the footer tag itself, but on the footer container. That is my mistake here. We have this class of footer container. And if you caught that one, good for you. Okay. And okay, we also want to add a clear fix. If you remember the past couple of tutorials, you remember where we went over the clear fix. We want to add a div around here, div class, and this is just going to have a clear fix in it, and inside of that we're going to put just our links, just our ULs, and we're going to get this div, we're going to save this, and we should be good to go. So let's refresh this page, and here we go. We have a footer looking a little bit better. Of course, there's always some things we can do to make this look a little bit nicer. We're going to put some padding inside of this footer container. We want to padding and the top and bottom. We're going to do about 40 pixels, top and bottom, and then we're going to save it and refresh. Looking good. Now we have our footer. Our site's looking a lot more complete. It's looking pretty legit. We're all ready to go. Now the only problems we need to solve are what happens when you go to a product page or any sort of template that's not using the same layout. See, this one's fine. You know, we just need to do CSSing on this content here, but let's say the furniture page as a whole just looks bad. So we're going to take this template that we've made in the next lesson and then fill it out to the other template versions and get this thing going.